Did you know prosecutors are trying to make YNW Bortlen testify against Melly in the upcoming retrial? They've now filed paperwork to have Bortlen and Melly tried together for one big reason.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. They're seeking the penalty on one, not the other. But that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
It was revealed that Bortlen has always been the one lying to the feds. He's the one who had gunpowder residue on his hands, and he was with Juvie and Sack Chaser when they died. A forensic expert in the first trial even confirmed that the residue on Bortlen's hands matched someone who had fired a gun.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with and when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
It's obvious that if Bortlen knows he wasn't fully responsible for what happened to Sack Chaser and Juvie, he's not going to just sit back and take a life sentence that makes it more likely he'll end up blaming Melly. And it actually makes sense, especially since Melly's lawyers already tried to pin the crime on Bortlen during the first trial.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteristic of residue and one two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands.
Bortlen wasn't happy about this, but luckily for Melly, his trial ended in a mistrial. On the same day the mistrial was announced, Bortlen tweeted a strange message that said, "Mind games don't work on people like me," followed by a handshake emoji. Some people think this could mean he's making a deal with the state. But that's just the beginning of Melly's recent issues. Reports came out that Melly's mom started a fans account while he's still on trial. She even spoke about it in an interview, explaining why she did it and how much money she's made so far.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet, though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
This took the internet by storm. Even DJ Academics shared this about it.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting her own. And I got to be honest with y'all, man. Like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
while DJ Academics claimed it's not about the money. Social media didn't agree. In a no-jumper interview with Melly's mom and his brother Bislam Adam, 22, brought up how much money Melly has spent on lawyers. Melly's mom Jamie just leaned back and laughed, but Bislam called Melly out, saying he wasted his money on dumb things.
I would assume
But it's still
that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry? You're not here to wear the jewelry.
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But
Yeah.
he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
But if you look at things from Melly's mom's perspective, she's been through a lot. She probably started the fans account as a way to cope and take her mind off. Melly's trial, especially since there were several times when Melly had to check in and ask if she was okay. Melly's financial problems might get even worse now that his ex-girlfriend Mariah Hamilton is back in the US. Reports say she was released from a detention facility after. Judge Fee approved her release on February 7th. This was the first time. Melly and Mariah had seen each other in person since he turned himself in back in February 2019. Melly was in the courtroom and smiled big when he saw her trying not to make too much eye contact. Some courtroom reporters even said he teared up. After her release, Mariah posted a message saying, "To my village, thank you. I love you all so much." God's plan, not mine. She also made it clear she wasn't happy that the court appearance was broadcast on the local news.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
This also adds to Melly's legal troubles by stacking up more lawyer fees, since witness tampering is considered a separate case. But it makes people wonder, how does Mariah even know anything about the crime? Well, reports say she was on the phone with Melly right around the time it all happened, which could be crucial in understanding what went down. Even Juvie's father started looking into Mariah and found out how Melly may have tampered with her as a witness. He even spoke about certain code words Melly allegedly used to send her secret messages.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
It stacks up even more lawyer fees since it's considered a different case, but this makes you wonder how. Mariah has any information about the crime, but it turns out she supposedly had a call with Melly right around the time of the crime, which is crucial in knowing what happened. However, even Rue's father dug into Mariah and he found out how Melly witness tampered with her as he spoke about the code words Melly used.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
And like to me, they're going through extreme measures, try to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah's mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
because of the witness tampering charges, the jail has banned Melly from having any communication. That means he hasn't been able to use the jail phones or send mail for several months. Mom Jamie King wasn't happy about it and spoke out in an interview, saying it's unfair that he can't contact anyone.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
The jail wouldn't take away Melly's privileges without solid proof, which likely means they have recordings of him tampering over the phone, but that doesn't make things any easier for his mom. In the interview, she shared how heartbroken and helpless she feels saying her son isn't even being treated like a human in jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This sparked a lot of attention in social media as we heard Charleston White give his 2 cents on the situation. He says this is how Melly should be living with no special treatment.
The YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
It even got Boo's attention, who spoke on the stress his mother must be going.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
Melly's lawyers even tried arguing his innocence in court. They told the new judge fiend that no firearm was ever found at the original trial.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
While also sharing GPS evidence from when the crime was going down that proves Melly was running down the street according to when he texted his girlfriend.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
But even with all that, it still wasn't enough to get Melly released from jail. His retrial has been delayed for over a year since. The original one, and prosecutors have kept digging deeper into his case. They even built a new case file just to make sure he doesn't get bond. During their investigation, they discovered that Melly was close with King Von, according to a former O'Block member. Melly allegedly asked Von for advice on how to handle a money issue involving his friends Sack, Chaser, and Juvie right before things took a dark turn.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was 2 friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his 2 friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
Jay Hood claims that Sack, Chaser, and Juvie were going after Melly for financial reasons. The YNW business was supposed to be split 4 ways between Melly, Bortlen, Sack, Chaser, and Juvie, but the problem was Melly and Bortlen were the ones putting all the work doing shows, selling merch, and promoting, so they were bringing in most of the money. Meanwhile, Sack, Chaser, and Juvie wanted an equal share even though they weren't contributing much. If you know how King Von handled situations, you can imagine what advice he might have given. Melly prosecutors originally struggled to find a clear motive, but now they believe Melly wanted to keep all the money for himself and cut Sack Chaser and Juvie out, and when you combine that with evidence of Melly allegedly admitting to the crime on his phonites not looking good for him.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
There's also a video found on Melly's phone showing how he and Bortlen acted just hours after the crime. You'd expect them to be sad over the loss of their friends, but instead they looked happy dancing and celebrating together.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey, but no, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
Since Melly and Bortlen showed no emotion over Sack Chaser and Juvie's deaths, prosecutors took a closer look at the Jeep from the night of the crime. According to expert findings, there's no way it was a drive-by shooter had to be inside the car.
How many rounds were inside the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that Christopher Thomas, where did that come from?
Driver's side back seat.
Oh.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here. At a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
With confirmation that the shooter was inside the car, prosecutors asked Juvie's mother to confirm, who was sitting in the back left seat.
Can you state your name? Your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the kids in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.